Okay.
Good morning and welcome to Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. Lana has been a practicing psychic for 25 years and has the gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience. She is an empath, a medium as well. She is a pet communicator and health advisor. This week, we discuss what to do with a bad reading, and Aqua Aura is the stone. And with that said, you can always visit Lana at www.enchantedsky.com. That's SKYE.com. And if it looks a little bit different out there on Facebook and our YouTube channels, of course, she is on location today at Earthsong's Books and Gifts.
Yep. And I am reading today here, and that's why I'm on location. So you actually, hi guys, I am actually also half off. I'm only like $40 for a reading right now.
That's a deal.
Yep. And I'm reading 10 to 3. And by the way, this has exploded. So I want to thank everybody. I'm so honored because I'm so busy now. I have to hire a personal assistant to keep up with where I'm at. I'm starting to travel. So I actually got invited to Florida because when I go to Florida, oh, thank you. I look good today. You know what? I'm starting to wear makeup again. Hey, we were in a pandemic. I mean, come on, but, and the lighting is really good. So see the difference in lighting?
Yeah.
It does make a difference. So yeah,
studio's not good.
Well, this is motivating my butt to like get my own studio. Cause I do have, I'm an artist. You guys know that, but I'm going to do I'm thinking I'm going to have to go get some of these nice bright lights. Cause it is cheerful. So anyway, so you guys know, I had a interview, but I can't get a hold of her this morning. And I don't know why. I had it all set up. So what I'm going to do is, because I always talk to somebody, you guys know that, but I'm going to talk about a bad reading. I'm going to talk about Aqua Aura and then the tarot card Magician. So that way you guys know what we're doing. So that, first of all, I'm also on TikTok now, and one of my videos went viral. And so I'm getting lots of calls out of it. And if I haven't shown you guys this on here, oh, Teresa, thank you. Love your energy. Thank you. If you notice on somebody's hand, on a woman's hand, do you see there's 3 lines on my hand, Kent? 1, 2, 3. I have 3 kids. And I have like a little half line up here. It's up here. And that's like my granddaughter because I'm really, really super close with her. And so all I did is put that on TikTok and it went viral, and it's like people are like, oh, no, that's not true. Oh, yeah, that is true. I'm telling you that it's true. I've done it a lot. So anyway, and by the way, please keep checking out my predictions. I was just talking to Kent. It's not me. I want you to know it's not me making the predictions. I'm repeating what they tell me. And people are like, who's they? My father-in-law, who has been dead for about 5 years, he talks to me a lot. He's told me a lot of this stuff. But I'm also getting, I know this sounds crazy, other people that I've read for, family even comes through. I know that sounds crazy, but they do, and they tell me things. Like they told me, did I ever tell you the story that I predicted the Cubs taking the World Series? That because somebody from the other side was from Chicago and he goes, they're going to win it. They're going to win it all. And it was in 15. And I go, and then they didn't win. I go, how can they be wrong from the other side? Well, they won it the next year. So I didn't realize that was what he was talking about because they can see time. And I don't quite know how they can see time, but they can. So needless to say, yeah.
I'm going to show this. I'm jumping but I've got to show this because I wrote down all your predictions, right?
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
And that was our first show of the year.
Yes, it was. Yes, you did.
And here it does say earthquake in Japan.
Yep. And there was one yesterday, a 7.2, and it was a really big one.
M7.2, 5 hours ago.
Yep. And I don't, they tell me, I don't, thank you for, thank you for justifying. Cause I got somebody that was calling me names on TikTok. You're stupid. And you don't, that what you do isn't real. You got to look at my track record. I'm not bragging. I've been blessed. I'm always a little afraid to not be humble because God could take this away from me, this ability at any point. And
and just so everybody knows out there, what I'm doing as her producer is I'm tracking all these predictions. I'm highlighting.
Yes,
I'm putting a date down.
And how about the other one? How about, remember I said we'd have national health care in a year and a half, and that was last July.
Yep.
And so what was talked about this week here? So health care for all in the United States, and we would have it. My father-in-law told me that. Now, I told you the story that he came to me in January before the pandemic and talked to me for 3 hours. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, and he wouldn't leave me alone. And he kept telling me all this stuff. He goes, you and your family are fine. And I had no idea. He was telling me about the pandemic.
Yeah.
He was telling me about it. I just didn't realize that's what he was saying because I didn't get it. So, and if you see orbs on my videos, and they're all the time on my videos, it's my father-in-law. I know it is because I've seen him and I've caught him on camera. So he thinks it's kind of funny. It's almost like a joke. If you knew my father-in-law, you'd get it. So anyway. Yeah, we were oil and water. We didn't get along because he was a bit of a misogynist and I'm a very strong woman. So it was a love-hate relationship because we loved each other. You know what I'm saying? He loved the grandkids, but yet we would argue. Yeah. So anyway, so I had last week, the reason that I'm doing this show, you guys, is because it's bothering me a little bit that people are getting bad readings. And what I mean by bad readings is the fact that this is what happened to this lady, and she called me in tears. And first of all, when you're a reader, you have a great responsibility. I don't think anybody understands. I am extremely responsible about my readings. I never tell you what to do. I won't, because it's your chart. I have no right to tell you what to do on a free will. And I will say, well, it looks to me that the way you're going, I think you guys may be split, but that's your decision. And that is what I will say to somebody. But I had a woman that called me, last Sunday. She was just in tears. And it was a friend of my friend, Tamika, who's Infinite Soul Vibrations, by the way. I'm putting her ad out there. She wraps stones. See, she wraps stones. And she just she wraps them to how she feels about you. So you get a personalized piece of jewelry. It's cool. Anyway, so she calls me up. She goes, this woman is just hysterical. And I'm like, what? So she went into this new store, and it was a Gothic type store. And I'm not going to say that that's bad or anything. This guy, for $10, gave her a reading. He put a sock over his head, so he was black. So nobody knew what he was or who he was, and read cards, and told her that was nothing she could do, that she was going to get divorced, and there was nothing, and her marriage was falling apart, and that her friend next to her was supposed to be support for her. Now, not only is that irresponsible, that's evil, and I don't care. Where is your talent coming from? Now, I don't believe in demons and I don't believe in the devil, but there are dark entities out there. And I was just so angry. I wanted to go to that store and just give them a piece of my mind. You should, after a reading, you guys, you should feel good. You should feel calm. You should be happy. Okay? If you are not, then there is absolutely something wrong. Now, also, I'm going to tell you something else about readings, is that really, I don't tell you anything you don't know. I won't, if somebody's like, well, do you think my husband's messing around? And I'll say, yeah, he is, but you already knew. It was just confirmation. Do you see what I'm saying? People know at a soul level, everything that I tell them. And I'm also, I do alignment. So people get free Reiki sessions. I don't think anybody realizes that that's why a lot of people come to me. And by the way, if you guys are repeat like I've got like a handful of repeat people that talk to me a lot.
Mhm.
I charge you like very, very little because I know you're just coming to talk to me. That's all you want. You don't really want to read it. You just want to talk to me. And that's okay. And so I have one friend, she called me yesterday, like, oh, you know what? Just call me. It's a free reading today. Cause you know what I'm saying? Cause she calls me a lot, talks to me a lot, that type
Yeah.
of stuff. Okay. And I end up, what ends up happening, you guys, when you have a repeated person that you trust, that you know that's not going to rip you off, that gives you what you need, they become part of your chart. So I become friends with you because I'm part of your chart, and that's okay. That's kind of what it is. It's like I'm starting to call myself a meta therapist because I have a background in psychology. So I kind of know there's just ways you don't deal with people. Oh, you're going to die tomorrow. I've asked God not to give that to me, that kind of
Yeah,
information.
that's heavy.
Two, yeah. And two, I if someone I know, if they know they're gonna pass, my grandma's in the hospital, she isn't well. What do you think? I'll say, yeah, I think she may not have too much time left. I might say something like that, but I would never. You're gonna die tomorrow. No, I have no right to know that, and I don't want to know that, so I won't tell you that. Now, if I know that there's something wrong medically, like you're sick or something, I might say, you need to go to the doctor. You need to go and see your physician. Okay. And you know what? And at soul level, when you're sick. People they're always like, they're so shocked. I'm like, no, no. Your chart, yeah. So I don't agree with that at all. So anyway, this is what the things that I've come up with what you guys need for a good reading. Okay. So first thing, you need to know your psychic. You need to know them, look them up, search them in their backgrounds, look at their website. Word of mouth for me is huge. It's huge. I mean, it's bigger than this. It's bigger than TikTok. It's bigger than Facebook. It's bigger than all my platforms, my YouTube. It's big because, well, I have a friend of a friend of a friend who says you're a very good psychic, blah, blah, blah. It just, in this business, it's everything. So just remember that.
Can there at a time be when you're too close to your psychic? So let's say you and I have been working together for 15 years, and we really get to know each other and enjoy each other's company. And then, are we too close at that point?
Well, I don't know how I feel about that because I don't know why. Now, my kid, I'm very, very close to my children. They're my kids.
Yeah.
I can read for my children, and people are like, "How?" I'm not really supposed to be able to, but I do, and it's weird because, my son-in-law works for Boeing, or he works the airlines. He's an engineer, and I can tell him when he's going to. I'll be like, "Oh, you leaving to Phoenix?" No, I'm not. Yeah, you are in about a couple weeks, and and sure enough, he's got to go. And my daughter too. And I don't. It's interesting that I don't get it. So but I do. There has been times when I'm like, you know what? I'm getting nothing. Because you're like my best friend, so yeah.
So a good psychic should be able to share that with you. Like, you know what, it might be time to move on to somebody else, or I'm not getting as strong of readings because we've become so close. Yeah, okay.
I am never jealous of that because you go to one psychic, you'll get a completely different reading because it has to do with our personalities. Me, because I'm a Taurus North Node, I concentrate on your career and your finances. I mean, I can read relationships, but my attitude about a relationship is if you get yourself in the right place where you're supposed to be, and in soul wise, love will find you. And also, it's a lot of times too, and I've noticed this, is that everybody thinks they need to be in a relationship because we're taught that. Who says you do? Who says you need? Maybe you're not supposed to be in a relationship and you're totally happy single. Because I've met quite a few people of recent that have realized that and have come out of they've kind of like opened up like a butterfly through a metamorphosis and realized they never needed anybody, so it's when you're ready. And so I can tell you, yeah, there's a guy coming your way and blah, blah, blah. It's up to you too. It's a free will. So if you don't want that person, take somebody else because there are more than one. There are more than one choice because you've got so many different soul connections. You may be predestined to be with a certain person because you're going to have children together, or you're supposed to get something done with somebody.
Mhm.
But there's also other people that come in and out too. So, okay. But all right. So knowing your psychic is how many years they've been practicing. Now, I've been doing this professionally since my mother died. So about 1997, my mother passed. I was only 30. And I would say that put me into a spiral. And so a lot of times trauma brings on your psychic ability. And I'm always telling people that. I have somebody I know, a psychic I know real well. And she's like, oh, I know, I'm just self-taught. No, you don't realize she miscarried and lost a baby. And then after that, it was like her ability had heightened. I don't think she realizes it. And I'm like, not going to say a lot about that, but hi, Shayna. So, yeah. But, so here you go. Some of the side things about your psychic. So what are their modalities? Are they clairsentient? Are they clairaudient? What do they do? Do they do runes? Runes are stones, by the way. I have a couple of friends that will lay them in circles, like a Celtic runes, like stones, and they read that way. It's whatever floats your boat, I get, what works for you. So just remember that, because it does matter. So, okay. Do they have any type of certifications? Now, you don't have to be certified to be psychic, and you know that. But
Certifiable.
certifiable. That I like, for me, I'm a certified hypnotist. I have 2 master's degrees. I speak 3 languages. I have 14 teaching certificates and a background in therapy besides doing this. So, and I'm also a published author. So I've got a lot of like stuff that I do. And see, education is important. So like, I'm thinking of getting my PhD in metaphysics. I've always wanted to be, that's why I hyphenate, Duncan Hargraves, Dr. Duncan Hargraves sounds good. So I thought, well, if I get my PhD, I might want to do that. I don't know. I just, and being a Sag, education is extremely important to a Sag. Like I can never have, you can never have enough education. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, no, and there's 16 more hours a day for you to do that. That's good.
Yeah, I know. Is that a dig that I do way too much?
You're just busy. That's all. Just busy.
You're laughing at me. Hey, I'm a fire sign. Remember that.
That's
Hi,
right.
Jackie. Mm-hmm. If you guys know, I haven't learned from my other podcast, fire signs go a million miles an hour. A Leo, a Sag, an Aries, we all are moving at a rate that other people don't understand. It's just the way, it's my sun sign. So yeah. All right. So back to this. So I talked about certified training. Do they have anything like that? Do they practice in public? Now, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can get some really good psychics that are your friends that, they just pull cards. Okay. And they can be absolutely fine. You can get you can get help from them. I'm never going to, like I said, I'm never jealous. You're going to get a different reading. Now, I have friends that concentrate on just health. I do health, but that's not my, I can concentrate on it. Could be my specialty a little bit. But like I said, I do animals. I can tell you what's wrong with animals. My daughter called me this morning. Her cat's sick. And I said, well, you know what it needs is and I'm telling her exactly what she needs. So she's going to go get it. I was like, I just repeat what they tell me. So, and by the way, in May, we're going to be on location again in Greendale in Milwaukee. There's a pet palooza and I'm hosting it. I'm basically the person in the middle and then it's around me because I did it 2 years ago and we couldn't do it last year. So everybody's all excited, but they bring me their pets. And by the way, I can do 45 or 50 pets in a day. Pets are easy to read. It is the humans that they wear me out. I have to be very careful. I put stones, like I got all kinds of chunks of stone and I got all kinds of stuff that I got to put in front of me just to absorb negative energy. That's why I'm wearing one of my stones today. So, okay. Here's another thing that I want to tell you, I've warned you guys about, and I see this a lot, is that what are their fees and are they reasonable? Now, I read also on a very large psychic line and we're independent. Okay. Oh, are you related to Melissa McCarthy? No. That's funny. Uh, anyway, they just threw me off. That threw me off. About fees. Now, if somebody does this and they've done this to me, and they think that I'm dumb. Sometimes when I do call for readings, I'll be honest with you. I've got several friends that are very good friends. I walks with Thunder that I had a few weeks ago. He's on my psychic line with me. And we all, and we talk. I mean, and I got about 4 other friends of mine that are on there that I'm going to be interviewing, because one's you got to see this. Remember, April this year. So look at for any of my April. It's all going to be paranormal stuff. So all of my interviews, everything we're talking about is paranormal. Anyway, there's a doppelganger going on. And it's just the craziest thing you've ever seen. I've even got photos. You got to see this to believe it. Because I thought she was crazy. But anyway, back to my psychic line. There are people on there, and I'm sorry. You're going to tell me that, no offense, that I think I'm wonderful, but you're telling me you're any better than me? You're charging $49.99 a minute. You've got to be kidding me. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Unless you're a millionaire and you have nothing else to spend your money on. That's just so that's how many I think that I'm expensive, and I'm charging $386 a minute, and usually it's a 10-minute reading. That's usually what you do. But I don't know. I just think maybe some people believe they get a better reading. I don't know. It's kind of like that thing, Kent, when people buy the exact same thing and spend double so that they can brag. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Maybe that's it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Yeah. Can you block people from reading you? Yes, you can. I have people block. You know what I find, Shayna, that the people that don't believe in what I do, they block me. That's why you can't read them. Because they believe that this doesn't exist. And the mind is so strong that they believe that I can block them. And they believe that I can't do anything. So there's nothing that I can do. I can't read anybody. And that's what I find so humorous. Oh, they won't let me. Or you know what I found too, Kent, is they're afraid. Oh, they're afraid. Well, I think sometimes people are hiding things, and they're afraid that I will see that. I'm going to be honest. I had somebody at Tamika's store, because I was hanging out with her one day, and a woman walked in, and I said something to her, and I must have hit a nerve, and she just went to complete shutdown. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, you know what I mean? I don't even realize. I just said something about, well, you're in a change, aren't you? Are you changing your life? Wow. It appears in your aura. And I think that there was a lot more going on, and she just kind of went, whew, and you could feel it. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't say any more. You know what I'm saying? And so did Tamika, picked it up too. And she's like, whoa. And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot more going on with her. And that's okay. It's not my business. I only, if you let me and you ask me. I try really hard not to walk up to total strangers at the grocery store, but there's times I could, because there's times they're walking around and there's somebody standing behind them or with them. And I see them, and I'm like, I want to say something so bad, and sometimes I just don't, because sometimes it scares people, and I wouldn't do that. I'm too responsible. But just to let you know, that's, yes. And people who are psychic, that happens a lot. Like, you don't mean to say something and you do. So, and I have to be careful about how I do that. And I try to be I'm trying to be responsible. So, okay. So here's some things. Here's some things about going for readings. Don't go too often. I'm going to say it again. Don't go too often. What happens is okay, this is so that I can explain this. Tarot cards, mostly. This is a tarot card thing. Tarot cards read up to, if you lay them in a certain way, they read up to 2 weeks. Sometimes they read up to 6 months, and sometimes they read up to a year. Now imagine this. So you get these cards, and they're all, you're getting this card, and people don't understand, because what they'll do on these psychic, you get a card, and that, or you get this card, transformation card, and they'll be like, okay, so I asked, how long is my lover coming back? Okay. And they'll say, well, yeah, it looks like it in about 6 months. Okay. So the next day, that person will call another psychic on a psychic line and say, is my lover the exact same question? Then the reader will say, 6 months, maybe more like 4. They call again. Then the next day they say, oh, like 3 months, because cards get messed up. Time is very elusive, and you have to understand that asking the same question over and over, it starts to mess the time frames up. It starts to mess all the cards up. So what you have to do is you have to be patient and let that prediction manifest. You can't just keep asking the same question over and over and over, because the cards start getting weird. They don't, because what happens is you keep asking questions. What happens, it goes to either that or it goes to another thing going on in your life. You have to remember, cards are multi-layered. So multi-layered cards means that I could be getting this card where you have no, maybe he's not going to come back because now I've gotten that. But that card could mean something different, and it can happen next week. You keep reading, and it'll happen up to the minute. Like what's going to happen in the next minute. I am not kidding. It does do. Okay, so you have to understand you can't go constantly. And if I have people, like, remember I said I have regulars. Well, I'm not reading for them in the way. They're mostly calling me to talk to me because I'm a Reiki healer. So I'm also, they're giving them, calming them down and doing a little hypnosis. They don't even realize, I'm just calm, but I refuse to do a reading too much for somebody. I'm too responsible. I will do one about every 3 months, and that's about it. If you call me once a week, it ain't happening. I'll tell them, I'm like, you wait a couple weeks and you call me and talk to me. Okay. Now, some people want the money. They just want the money. No, there's more to it than this. You have to be more responsible than that. So needless to say, okay. Now, here, private chat comment. Oh, good Lord, you guys. I am so sorry. Oh, I didn't see my chat, my comments. I'm sorry. Hi, guys.
We've been putting them up there for you.
I know, but I didn't. I was reading them on the left, but not on the right.
That's okay. I've been putting them all up there for you.
Yeah. At your level, can you feel being read? Yes, I know. But you know what? I want you guys to know that psychics, we really aren't psychic for ourselves, maybe 10% of the time. Like if somebody tells me something. Now, I've been having dreams about my daughter getting a new house, and she just got approved, and it's the exact house that I dreamt of. So there, I saw it. So there's little things that'll come to me, like, but overall, it's really super hard because we're too emotional and we get involved in what, it's part of our chart. Now, God also blocks us, because if we could experience everything, we could block and miss all the crap we have to go through in our lives, we wouldn't learn anything, right? So God blocks it for us. That's why if I dreamt the numbers to win the lotto and I went and played the lotto, I'd win the lotto, but I don't. So that's why I don't win the lotto, because I'm not supposed to win the lotto. Okay. So
maybe I am. Let's talk offline.
Yeah.
No, but the interesting thing is, Shayna puts out there, at your level, can you feel being read? Whoa, hey, what was going on there? That's good stuff.
Oh, nothing. It was my phone.
Yeah. So it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of just a lot of energy and really focus to do what you do when during a reading. So it's not like mediums and psychics are going around through the grocery store trying to read everybody that they pass. Right now, there are times where you have been in public, and because you're a medium, someone from the other side taps your shoulder and says, you need to tell this person this. And you don't know who they are.
See, you're learning, Kent. You are so learning. I guess it is true. And there's been times when I can't let it go because the people from the other side won't let it go. And there's been, that's so true about reading for yourself and family. I can ask yes or no. And sometimes, you'll get the answer. And so, Stephanie, sometimes you do. And sometimes you don't. Right. You maybe aren't supposed to know. Now, this is a little scary one, and I will say it, but I And it's so funny. A very, very good friend of mine's husband had been in the hospital with a heart attack. And I work with her. You guys know I'm a school teacher, okay, by trade. This is my last year. As much as well, remember 88, remember Kent, 88 days.
That's right. 85.
Anyway, yeah, 88 days. And I walked by and I said, you need to watch his heart. You need to watch him and be careful. He may have another heart attack. And in 2 weeks, he was dead. But you know what she said? She thanked me for that because she said I was watching and every minute of those few weeks was precious to me.
Sure.
And what's so funny is that he talks to me all the time. She'll come sit down and have a coffee with me. I'll say, well, he wants to know why you're painting the room burgundy or something like that. She'll be like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And it's just interesting. But I get told if I'm not supposed to know stuff, I won't know. So if I'm supposed to, and so that's why I try hard to say what they're telling me so that you get your messages.
Sure.
So, okay. Anyway, all right. Let's see. All right. Okay, I'm just reading my messages, you guys. I'm getting lots of people on here. Okay. So I was wondering where all they were, and then I hit the comments and I'm like, oops, sorry.
There they are. We've been getting them out there.
Yeah. So here's some other things. Don't let them get into your chart. And that's what I had said before. Don't let them tell you what to do. Now, there's been times that then people like, well, is he cheating? And I'll like, would you like, I can lay cards, but I'm a master. I don't have to lay. I don't need tools. And I'm not saying that these other people that use tools aren't masters. I want you to understand that. I think they think that I think I'm full of myself. No, I get to a point where I don't need them because I'm a medium. So I'm talking to your family members, and that is who I'm talking to. And what really bothers me though is when people are like, this is what they do sometimes. I'll be like, well, there's this woman coming through and she's kind of short in her, and I'll describe the family member. Now, there's some days that I get names because I'm clairaudient. Some days I don't. Today it's, believe it or not, you guys, 60 degrees in Chicago in March. So my daughter's going to probably try to wear shorts today because for us, that's shorts weather. And I told her no, because the ground's still too cold. You'll catch a cold. But anyway, because it's clear and because it's nice, I don't hear as clearly. I don't know why. If it's snowy or rainy or windy, I think that the electricity might be using the water as a conduct. So I hear better. So honestly, I have a lot of people that know that about me. And when it's snowing or raining, I get a bunch of phone calls. They're like, hey, can I have a reading right now? And they've learned that. So I know it's weird. I can't control it, but I do notice that it's very true. And I hear names. That's when it's cloudy or rainy, I hear names really well. What I've been noticing lately about myself, okay, when they're talking to me, you do understand they have to break a sound barrier because they're in a different dimension.
Okay.
And I hear their middle names. I'll hear their last names. I'm not always hearing the first name. And so I'll say, who's Michael? And I don't know who. I said, well, could it be like Kevin Michael? And she, oh, yeah. I know. Yeah. That's what I get.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to 21.6 The Net. You're stuck in the net here with Metaphysical Meanderings and Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. And hey, if you have missed any of her episodes, you can catch it out on Spotify, Apple Cast, Stitcher, Radiocast, Anchor.fm is a big one where she's hosted at. You can go back because all of her shows turn into great podcasts, and you can go back and learn and listen and catch any of the latest or the earliest shows that she has done. And please, as well, if you love the show and you just love what she does, give her, check her out at www.enchantedskye.com. That's enchanted, SKYE.com. Or you can just pop in on a Saturday morning, ask a question when there's about 15 minutes left of the show, and she'll answer that question for you as well. But she loves what she does, and she'd love to help you out. So make sure that you reach out to her
I like this.
at enchantedsky.com.
this is my alignment, right?
That's it.
So,
And of course, you are on location right now at
yes,
Earthsong
I am.
Books
Earthsong
and
Books.
Gifts.
I'm reading today. I'm already booked. They from 10:30 to 3, and then you can come get me half off. So a lot of people like stop in. I'm only $40 right now. Yeah. So yep,
So
Earthsong Books. Thank you.
Earthsongbooksandgifts.com. And of course, we can never forget our good friend Tamika at infinitesoulvibrations.com. Check her
Yeah.
out.
And yes, I have. And I have a couple of very, very large advertisings in the works I need to talk to you about when we get off the show again. So, and it's, I was shocked. It was cool though. And it'll be something that goes with this. This is cool. Okay. Stephanie says, I can't use cards. They're a distraction. I guess my brain can't multitask. No, actually, Stephanie, I absolutely agree with you. You're probably a medium and you're getting messages from them, and then you're getting cards. So you're trying to do, I feel the same way. Now, when I'm reading online and people want a very fast read, I will pull 3 cards because then I'm right on. I'm on immediately before when the phone is still ringing. That's the only time I use them, because otherwise they're confusing. You're got like, well, I think, and like, oh, okay. No, I completely get it. I completely agree. And you must be a medium. That's what you're getting. That's why you're channeling. Okay. So Teresa says, I keep seeing my birthday numbers everywhere. 514. Who is it? Your dad or grandma? It's a man. I want to say he's got extremely good sense of humor and he likes to play jokes and stuff. Like he does more than that, Teresa. He's like moving something around on you. Marissa, she goes, I'm curious, are there messages coming in based on your audience for anyone specific? Yes, there would be. There will be. And sometimes you'll see me. You've heard me on some of my podcasts. I'll say, so-and-so, call me. Yeah, Teresa says, yep. Because I see him right now, Teresa. Yes, see what I'm saying. Yeah. Anyway, back to Marissa. I get messages all the time, and I'll tell you to call after the show. Because I've done that a couple times. Remember, Kent? I've done it a couple. I'm like, you have to call me because I respect your privacy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I could be taping. I clear houses. I don't, like I said, I don't believe in demons, but I am expelling energy. And there are times that people are shaking. And I am not exaggerating. There have been, and I've got witnesses that have seen it. And I'm just touching them and I'm expelling I feel they're full of energy. They're just like in an awakening, and and there's fear, and they're letting it go. They're letting it go. Anyway, it's none of nobody's damn business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put that on YouTube. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm very respectful for that. It's private. And by the way, when you come for a reading for me, after you walk out, I don't remember a thing I've told you. It's a block for me and a block for you. It's protecting your privacy. Yeah, I'm very respectful on that.
I'm the same way, but I'm a husband. So that's why I forget everything.
It's a man thing, right? It's a man thing. So, all right. Yep, I got it. We're gonna move on because I'm gonna really, really fast. I'm already almost to the reading part. We're gonna talk a little bit about Aqua Aura. Now, you guys, I've been after Kent now for how many months now to go get an Aqua Aura and wear it.
What, 4 months?
To be wearing it. Okay. Let's see. So hold on. I've got some of my stuff about Aqua Auras. Okay. Now, first of all, these are my favorite, one of my favorite stones.
Oh, those are cool.
All right. Well, they're infused with gold. These are man-made. These are just actual crystals, and in a vacuum, they're infused with gold. Now, this is something that I find interesting. When I wear my Aqua Aura, I wear them clear after the gold wears off. Now, they're not rubbing on anything. It's an energy thing. I just do. And I've noticed that about my Aqua Auras. Well, the same thing as this, because we were talking about this last week. Look at that is not a rose quartz, is it? It's clear in it. It's not a rose quartz anymore. I've worn it clear. I've worn it clear because I wear it so much. And it's absorbing negative energy. Actually, if you guys haven't like a lot of negative energy, I actually have with me I got a bunch of, I found somebody that's selling these. And look at these nice, that's high quality. See how dark it is? It's a really nice stuff. Yeah. Because I found them and brought a whole bunch home, and I put them in front of me when I read. because it's absorbing negative energy. And sometimes people come in with quite a load. Now, I have learned over time how to block or surround me so I don't, but if I am not careful and I do not pay attention, I will absorb and I will, but ooh, he drained me. It's happening less and less as I've gotten to be more like into this more and more. But every once in a while, I had somebody call me recently who was an Aries, and I had to stop reading. She had drained me and I didn't know it. Now, for the people that understand this draining stuff, if you do start to feel drained because someone's draining your energy, because people do that, it's like they suck the life out of you, right?
Yeah.
Find a ritual that works for you. Okay. For me, it's salt bath, or a shower in my house because, I've got water, soft water, something where I'm washing. It's like, I don't know. It's that. And like, I have one friend that will light candles. Now, my friend Tamika does incense and she'll light it all around. I read for somebody that was at her store and she was into very dark energy. It's a long story, but I've never heard, and I won't go into any more detail because it's privacy, but she had to clear the whole house, the whole store out. And she literally, Tamika got sick. And I read for her and didn't. And she goes, well, how'd you do that? I said, because I was aware of it. I could feel it. There was something very wrong. So I imagine also a sheet, like a gold or a turquoise light around myself. Turquoise is healing. It's my favorite color too. So, all right. But, so for these stones, I told Ken he needs one. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I feel like you guys need certain stones. I feel it. And then I tell you what you need. These work with your throat chakras and they promote healing and coming into your own power. It's kind of like that. They also amplify. Now, here's an interesting, I've told this story many times, but one time I've got all my friends are psychic, by the way. I don't know. They just are. I just think we tracked each other. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, so I was wearing a magnet. It was a healing magnet, and I was wearing an aqua aura. Well, it didn't bother me. It made me feel great, but it was amplifying out. And I had one of my friends that kept saying, what's wrong with you? You're blinding me. What? And I didn't understand what she was talking about. So then I'm like, I go out for dinner with my other friend who's a psychic, and and she's in her 70s. She's a very good friend. She goes, what the hell do you have around your neck? And I go, huh? What do you mean? It's blinding me. Take it off now. And as soon as I took the aqua aura off, she was fine. And she goes, that aqua aura is blinding me because it's the magnet. The magnet was amplifying the magnet.
And that's
so yeah. So these amplify their safety. They're absorbing negative energy. They're cheerful too. They produce cheerfulness. So it has to do with the gold.
Emma asks, when you wear them clear, do they still get the same benefits, or do you still get the same benefits from them?
Yes, I have a lot of clear crystals I wear. I like a nice clear crystal. If you want something, think about this, you guys, logically and scientifically. People are like, no science. You know what? I don't think anybody understands that my master's degree is in education, and I could teach science. I can teach social studies, U.S. history, all of it. I mean, and I think about it. What's in a computer? Crystals, clear crystals, quartz, come on, stand, So a good clear crystal always, never can go wrong with a clear crystal to be wearing it. Now, with me, after a while, you'll see them cloud. You'll see them change. You'll see them they get weird. And you'll be like, really? And I'm like, I'm looking right now to see yep. Okay, so here, I'm starting to clear them. These are smoky quartz. Okay. Can you see ones that are clear? I'm clear. They're getting clear. Yeah. I do that all the time to my jewelry. And after a while, and I do notice sometimes putting it back outside in the sunlight helps. You'll see maybe I did do this yesterday, a couple days ago, and I think there's a little bit more pink to it, but I'm going to lay everything out and just because I'm reading for so many people that people have to understand that and if I'm yeah, I also have a tendency to wear colors out of my clothing. Like where my arms have touched, I will wear it clear. It's like, and you have acidic body, but somebody said that that's a psychic thing. So I don't know. That's one thing. Somebody tell me if they know, because I don't know. But
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, because Lana is on location and she is starting her reading, she's got an appointment right at 10:30. We can't go over even 30 seconds. We have to
no.
get out of here right on time. So if you have questions for her, shoot them at her now so that we can get there. And there is one. Kimberly Bridges says, "Will I be able to manifest my angels on my life wholeheartedly?"
You already have. You already have. You got at least 3 around you right now. Mm-hmm. And I want to say one of them is your personal angel, because you do understand that you have a personal angel. You have a personal angel, and then you can call on the phylums. You can call on Michael. You can call on Raphael. Those are my 2 that I call. When I'm clearing a house, I call upon both Michael and Raphael. Now, here's what's weird. My daughter's taking pictures and she swears. And by the way, angels are really big. They're like 7 feet or 9 feet tall. They're huge. I've seen them, just shadows of them and stuff. And she says that I'll have to show you a picture, you guys, because you can see something when I am clearing a house. You can see that there is a being, and everybody's like, well, it's a being of light. Why is it dark? Sometimes they look shadowy. I don't know. A lot of times people are like, oh my God, the shadow's following me. It's probably your spirit guide. You're just, don't be afraid of any of that. Okay. So just remember that. Okay. All right. So Anna, can you tell me about the relationship that I'm in? Will it last? Is this the one? Am I going to find someone new? I just want to be happy. You know what, Anna, I need to know how long that relationship's been going on. You need to tell me how many months, because I can tell you something about it. Okay. And I think that, okay. So they'll put back in here and ask me, okay?
Let us know.
Jackie, plan on moving into new apartment next month. Do you see that? No, I'd say it's a little longer than that. It's more like May or even to June. I don't know why, Jackie. It just got delayed a little, but you're moving. Is it a little smaller or is it a little nicer? It seems like to me it's a little smaller, but a nicer apartment. Something like that. Okay. All right. Anna, 6 years. Anna, I don't know. I don't know if this is the right one. It doesn't feel like, feels like there's someone else, but like I said, that's a free will. So if you want to make it work, because right now you guys, you aren't fighting, but there's a boredom or something that's set in, and you have to figure out that and renew that. Otherwise you have a possibility of somebody else. Okay. See how I read? I won't do it. I won't. You're leaving and he's a jerk. And I don't do that. I won't.
She won't country song you. Yeah.
No, it's wrong.
Yeah. Shayna says, "Could you suggest a crystal for me?"
Carnelian. I don't know, Shayna, why I say that. Carnelian. Look up carnelian. It's a blood red stone. It's a very pretty stone. It's got kind of it's almost opaque. And I want to say that that's one of your main stones. When I say it off the top of my head like that, that's usually right, because I'm channeling. So, okay. Is it my? What do you think? Is that my?
Yeah.
I'll get a job this year. Yes. August, though. Keep looking. The right one will come your way around July or August, but you have to see, with jobs, you have to be putting yourself out there. It's just not going to fall into. See, here, this right here. Intent, align, manifest. You've got to do the work to get it to manifest. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yoli's daughter, we are fighting for my grandpa's title. How does he feel about it?
Okay, we are fighting for my grandpa's title. What do you mean by title? I don't understand.
Might be for a home or a car, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, tell me more. And was this guy an older guy that was balding with a pair of glasses and he wasn't real tall? Tell me if I'm right, okay? All right.
Emma says, I keep getting an anxious feeling in my chest that I can't seem to shift. Are there any messages for me on how to clear it? I've tried various meditations, etc.
And you're going through an awakening. That's what's going on. You're realizing that there's some stuff you need to change in your life and you're resisting it. That's what I get immediately. Yes. You have to go with it because I'm going through the same thing. I'm a hypocrite because I've been teaching for 30 years, you guys, and do you have any idea how scared I am to walk away? I'm getting ready to walk away. And even though I can retire, I can't collect my pension for a while. I'm scared. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not perfect. So, and plus I have other plans. I'm trying to buy, I'm trying to buy land to make a healing center. And so I got all these plans and I'm like, this is going to be my second career. That's what I keep saying. I'm never going to retire. I can't. I get too much energy.
Maybe it was your first. Who knows? All right. Marissa says, any messages coming in from me from the other side?
They're telling me, are you changing your job? Are you changing your career because you hate it so much? You need to be looking at that closer. Some of the people are bugging you. Are you being harassed a little bit at work? There's something going on at work and they're telling you to change it to make yourself happy because life's too short. Okay.
Cool. Yoli's daughter says he was a chief and I was too young to know him. That was the grandfather one.
Okay. Okay. Did I describe him right? Because it's because there was somebody coming through really strong like that. And I want to say that there's complete support from that person. And I think I described him right, but get back to me and tell me if because it seems to me that's who's attached to it. So, okay.
Mark's asked, any messages coming through from me up here in Toronto? Love you.
Mark. Oh yes, Mark. I've talked to Mark before. Mark, are you getting ready to go on a vacation or you need more downtime? They're telling me you need more downtime. There's too much going on in your life. It's pell-mell right now. They said, take a couple days, take a vacation or something. Just take a walk. You need to walk away. I don't know what that means, but you do. So I'm just repeating what they say. Okay. Take some time. I feel like there's something that's coming to a head for you. Like, I don't know. That's just, that there's like resistance Anyway, that's what I'm feeling. So, okay. Let's see what else. You got any messages through me and okay, we got Mark. Okay. Okay, downtime. Okay, I'll seed bomb today. Not a problem. I just get what I get. So I know it's kind of crazy. Emma says, yes, I probably need to face the fear and do it anyway. Yep, exactly. I thought so. When I get it that strong, I say what they tell me to say. Like I'm channeling. Like I supposedly, what some of my friends have said, that when I'm doing that, I even take on the personality of the person talking to me. So like if they cock their head a certain way, I did this a lot, they make me do that. So you know who I'm talking to. Okay. So, all right.
So, Shana, you got that blood thing, that Carnelian, whatever it was called. Yeah.
Does the size of the stone matter? No. But usually me personally, like I'm kind of gaudy, I guess. I got lots of I like bigger stones. So, but I would say maybe a 1 or 2 inches. See, carnelian's hard to find that big. You'll probably find one maybe that big and it'll be more round. And that's okay. Put it in a cage. Have somebody wrap it. I know how I know how to wrap too, but I always like to have other people do it because it's a blessing from someone else. And I very much value that when someone gives me something. If you give me something, I will be respectful and I'll be, oh, wow. Like a couple years ago, I'm so stupid. I had somebody gave me 10 bear claws because I don't believe in shooting animals and stuff, but it was a gift. And bear claws are thousands because they're illegal. But this was legal because they had hunted. It's a long story. Anyway, I didn't respect them and I ended up giving them back to them. And that was the dumbest thing. I'd be wearing that necklace to this day. And I'm so dumb. But I was young. I was like 27, 28, didn't know better. So yeah. So when people give you things, respect it because there's an energy with it, which is one of my next shows. Sure. Do objects have energy? And you better flip and believe they do.
Sure.
So, yep. Yeah. And that's my next show about my doppelganger. Because my friend, it all started from her getting a book, but from Rudolph Valentino. And it was a hand-signed book from his estate. It's a long, you guys got to watch the show because it's so unbelievable. I couldn't believe it, but it's really cool. So I'll play you. Okay.
Rose 2000 says, I like your cheerfulness. Do you have any messages for me?
You, Rose, you have a new friend coming. You have somebody coming into your life, and it may be female. I can't tell. It may even be female energy. It could be male with a female energy. That's very, very significant to you. Let them into your life because you have a tendency to close people off because you don't trust them. This is a person I'm supposed to tell you that's being sent to you by your family.
Wow.
That you really, really need this person. And I don't understand that, but I'm supposed to tell you that. Okay.
Folks, we've got about 5 more minutes before we have to wrap this show up. So we're in the back 5. If you got any questions for Lana, Master Psychic, let her know and she'll answer them for you, which is great. Jackie says, thank you for all you do. So glad I found your channel. We are too, and we are humbled that you spend your Saturday morning with us, Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if you want a reading, if you want to know more, you can go to www.enchantedskye.com, and Lana will be glad to work with you and help you out. So not just Saturday mornings, but take advantage of her because she does great things for many, many people.
In the month of April, I am going to have a special again. I'm 20% off. So I'm going to have to go into my website, and people don't understand. I need to go. We need to talk, Kent, too, about new people for websites because they can't keep up with me. GoDaddy's, I've gotten too big for GoDaddy, and they can't do some of the stuff I want.
That's fun,
and
man.
So, yeah. Will I get the job? Sarah says,
thank you. Well,
yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
All I can say, yes. And if it's not this one, you have one really, really soon because you're going to be starting a job in about 6 weeks. So it's not this one, then there's one like right after it. It's something, but there's about 6 weeks. And I think my time frames can be off a little, but they're not horrible. But usually I was right on when I predicted the riot, I was right.
Mm-hmm.
But Kent points out that, yes, I said be getting a check the 3rd week of February. And that was when they were talking about it. And we got it the 3rd. Yeah, we just got it. So, yeah. Well, he points out when I'm wrong, too. So, and that's okay. So, he's not as much a skeptic as he used to be when I come out and said stuff that there's no way I would know. And I just repeat it. So,
you know why? That's why I wrote down all those predictions and I just keep crossing them off when they come true. So
I know. And but I will admit, and I'm looking for a certain card and I don't see it. But anyway, because I was going to go over it real quick, but that's okay.
Kimberly asks, how do I open up my chakras?
Oh, what's the flashy green ring? It's just, hold on. That's green turquoise. That's my favorite. I love green, turquoise, and I love turquoise. Turquoise is a very neutral stone. This is called wild horse, but this is green turquoise, and I just love turquoise. It's a very, actually a ring. Turquoise is a very neutral stone. You can put it pretty much with anything and it won't matter. So I wear it a lot because I know it's neutral. So, or do you mean this one? This one's seraphinite and it's dark greenish black. Seraphinite, because it's like a part of the angelic realm, and that's kind of what, So anyway, how do I open up my chakras? Well, meditation, and I know this sounds it's cliche, being happy. Being happy, you will know what I'm talking about, and that's why when I'm doing this, and you're in alignment, alignment. That's when your chakras are all aligned because all of them are working, opening and closing properly. You've said your piece. Set your intention, do your that aligns you, and then you manifest that way. That's what works.
Yeah. And if it's nice where you're at, take your shoes off and just stand next to a tree or touch a tree limb or something like that. That grounding can really open up a lot of things.
A lot. Yep. I can't wait to go camping. It's getting warm. And I'm going to have you guys, by the way, anybody who wants to come, I am not kidding you. I did this before and I had about 35 people show up. I had a solstice bonfire at my house. I have 5 acres. And you can camp out. There's places to camp. Like you have to like camp along the fence line where the horses are. So hope that nobody minds my horses. They won't hurt anybody. But that's why I call it Enchanted Sky, because my horse's name is Sky. So
ladies and gentlemen, we're into the last minute. We can't thank you enough. We're very humbled. Thank you for joining us here this morning, 21.6 The Net. Next week, she's going to be in Florida. I'm going to be in Florida. So no show next week. We'll do a best of here on 21.6 The Net, but nothing live. But please enjoy yourself and reach out to Lana at www.enchantedSky.com. Until next time, thanks for getting stuck in the net. And for Enchanted Sky and Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves, make today the best day that you've had yet.